got her. All right, I got to run. All right, thanks. Bye. Yeah. Here, hold that.
What was wrong with it?
I have no idea, buddy. But the
Yeah,
thing is, we got it.
You didn't go on the air, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Now, all right, here's what I'm thinking. Screw with this scrap.
What do you think?
All right, I have a tech guy with me.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Evan.
I'm good. We're all good. Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
What did you do?
We got a hold of our tech guy back in Newcastle. But I appreciate you coming up.
No. All right, thanks anyway.
All right.
Where did Corey go? You know?
You can sit down here, Ryan. You can sit down.
All right.
You see? Are you good with sitting down? If
Yep.
you want to stand, you can stand. But I'm
Yeah,
saying
I'm
if you
good
do
with
sit,
sitting
if you do sit, you can hear.
Okay.
You might be able to hear it still standing. So either way,
Yep.
you can hear
All right.
standing or sitting. I appreciate you getting somebody, but we finally got it worked out.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Oh,
You know Corey's back up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
I want to introduce myself. I've talked to him on the phone, but I want to introduce myself to him.
All right.
oh boy.
This is Lorenzo and I'm Ryan.
I mean, you probably know a good family member here that lives in Richmond with me.
Who's that?
David Stewart. That's my uncle.
Davis taught me hand education at Dick Bumgarner's basketball camp.
Okay.
Davis is a dear friend of mine.
Well,
And Elisa
he's very special to us. Okay, this is going to be our first sound check. Lorenzo Pettiford live from Richmond High School. Sound check one, sound check one. Lorenzo Pettiford live from Richmond High School. The Newcastle Trojans will be taking on the Richmond Red Devils. Newcastle comes with a record of 3-6. The Red Devils are 3-9. This is our first sound check. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lorenzo Pettiford from Richmond High School with a audio sound check. Tonight's basketball game will be starting our pregame show about 7:15. Tip-off should be around 7:30. Make sure you are set to join us for Newcastle basketball tonight from Richmond, Indiana. Sound check one. Sound check one. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lorenzo Pettiford doing a sound check from Richmond High School. Okay, this is going to be our second sound check. Second sound check from Richmond High School. Newcastle basketball will continue tonight at Richmond, Indiana. The Trojans taking on the Red Devils. This is just our second audio sound check. Testing 1, 2, 3. Lorenzo Pettiford live from Richmond High School. Our pregame show will be starting up here in about 10 minutes or so, and our tip-off is slated for 7:30. This is our second audio sound check from Richmond High School. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And good evening, Trojan basketball fans, and welcome to game number 10 for your 3 and 6 Matt Luce led Newcastle Green Mean Fighting Trojan Machine. This Trojans team has opened up the 2026 year with a victory and a loss. A victory at home against Northeastern 62 to 47 1 week ago from tonight. Then they went to Gas City, Indiana to take on the Miss Cinewall Indians, where they lost their first road game in 2026 by a count of 31 to 26. Tonight, the Trojans team has made the bus trip to Richmond, Indiana, to take on the Red Devils on their home floor. The Red Devils are 3 and 9 coming in tonight's contest, and they have a first-year head coach, Josh Jurgens, taking over for Coach Wright, who was here for quite some time. Newcastle looks to improve on their offensive output. They only put up 26 points in their last outing against Miss Cinewall, so they hope they brought that shooting touch on the road tonight here in Richmond, Indiana. It's the Red Devils hosting our Trojans on the Nash 1025 app, Nash FM 1025.com, and of course our video stream on YouTube. Just simply go to YouTube and type in the NC Trojans Report. So let the round ball fly high. Newcastle Trojans basketball will start now. Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Always a special hello to my young kiddos that are tuning in for tonight's high school basketball matchup featuring our Newcastle Trojans. Newcastle comes in with a record of 3 and 6 under the first-year head coach of Matt Luce's tutelage. Newcastle has victories over the Oldenburg Academy, 3 overtimes in Hamilton Heights to get that victory, and Northeastern. Their 6 losses were to Greensburg, Cecina, at Shelbyville, Jay County, New Palestine, and last week at Miss Cinewall. 36-21 was that final score. The Trojans come in averaging 48.5 points per contest. They'll give up 51 per game. They average 19 rebounds, 10 assists. They'll get 5 steals and commit 10 turnovers per basketball game. Newcastle, of course, is led in scoring by the talented 6'1" senior guard. That is Eminem, Mason Miller. Miller averaging just under 18 points a ball game. He'll get almost 3 rebounds a ball game, and he'll get 3 assists per contest. The other player in double digits for Newcastle has been Elijah Turner, the 6'4" senior. He's averaging just under 11 points a ball game. He's averaging a team high 7 points, and he'll kick out 1 assist per ball game. And after that, it's a couple players hovering around 8 points. Braylon Bennett, the 6-foot junior, 8 points, and just under 8 points is Ryan Sturgis, another 6'1" junior. Newcastle is shooting 31% from the arc and 72% from the free throw line. The Red Devils, again, under their first-year head coach, Josh Jurgens. The Richmond Red Devils are 3 and 9 with their 3 wins coming over a couple teams I haven't even heard of until tonight. The Phelan Academy, KIP out of Indianapolis, and Hagerstown. Their 9 losses were to Jay County, both Newcastle and Richmond losing to Jay County. The Phelan Academy, a team that they beat and then later lost to. Floyd Central, they lost at Marion. They lost to Connorsville. They also had losses to Snyder, Beech Grove, and Westfield. And they had a loss to Purdue out of Inglewood. So they are 3 and 9 under their first-year head coach, Josh Jurgens. He's been coaching for over 15 years. His 15-year record is much more impressive, 197 victories to 161 losses. The Red Devils are averaging 54 points per ball game while giving up 62. They average 32 rebounds a ball game. That is hitting the glass at a very good pace, folks. That's, about 8 rebounds per quarter. And it's been a while since I've seen a team that's averaging 30 rebounds a ball game. Well, this team is doing it at 32 per clip. 10 assist a ball game for the Red Devils. They'll get 8 steals and they'll commit 18 turnovers, and that's something that head coach Matt Luce would like to capitalize on, are the Red Devils turnovers. Last year, the Red Devils were 7 and 15 under Billy Wright. They lost to Mount Vernon first game of the sectional, 65 to 35. You got to go back to the 2014-15 season when the Richmond Red Devils last won a sectional, and Matt Luce knew that coach extremely well because it was his brother Joe Luce who was coaching the Red Devils during that time frame. Again, they were 26 and 4 that season. They won the sectional over Connersville 46 to 33, but and then they won the regional to Brownsburg 71 to 65. But in the semi-state, it was Evansville Wrights that really took it to them. 92 to 75, Evansville Wright took them out of the tournament that year. The Red Devils are shooting 58% from the charity stripe. That is something that Josh Jurgens would love to see the team improve on. Now that the new year is here, only 58% from the charity stripe. They're leaving a lot of points at the free throw line. 87 out of 149 coming in to tonight's contest. And they only shoot 26% from the arc, 56 out of 218 attempts. So really not a good shooting team, but nonetheless, they are going to be a tough opponent on their home floor. They have an outstanding senior leader in Eli Hubbard, and this guy is quick off his feet. He is very athletic, averaging 14 points and almost 12 rebounds a ball game. So he is their double threat. Ty Phillips is next, averaging 10 points a ball game. He'll pull down 4 rebounds as well and dish out just under 3 assists. So a good tough contest tonight here in Richmond, Indiana for our Newcastle Trojans. Both teams have 3 victories. Both are looking for victory number 4 tonight, and we'll see who will get number 4 in about an hour and a half or so. So glad to have you on board with us for the high school basketball broadcast. Lorenzo Pettiford and the hardworking Ryan James. Yes, Ryan has made it back from his sick bed, and we appreciate him coming back to help produce tonight's basketball game on YouTube. So we also appreciate his father, Dwayne, stepping in and running the show while he was gone. We're going to take our time out and get you ready for starting lineups. You are listening to Trojans basketball on the Newcastle Trojans Report.
Knows playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
A tree can be a warrior, battling global challenges with greater courage. A tree can be a solution, cleaning our air, supporting our communities, and protecting our wildlife. A tree can be noble, growing hope in every corner of the world. That's why now is the time for trees, millions of trees. Join our planting movement at arborday.org. Get on board.
The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly.
Get on board.
And back we are here at the Tiernan Center in Richmond, Indiana. Lorenzo Pettiford and Ryan James are set to bring you Newcastle Trojans basketball. Both teams coming in with 3 losses. The Red Devils have lost 9, though, or 3 wins, I should say. Both teams are coming in with 3 wins. The Red Devils have lost 9 games, though, and the Newcastle Trojans have only lost 6. Of course, the big game happening tonight in college football. The Indiana Hoosiers, ranked number 1 in the nation, have a big game in the Peach Bowl tonight against the number 5 Ducks of Oregon. Earlier this year, IU beat Oregon at Oregon 30-20. Tonight, they are going to try to make it 2 wins in the same year, which is always tough. They'll be kicking off here in about 4.5 minutes or so. We'll keep you abreast for those that want to listen to this Trojans basketball game and or watch via YouTube. We'll be updating you on the score throughout tonight's basketball game. Of course, the number 10 Miami Hurricanes were victorious last night against the number 6 Old Miss team. And, you know, the Rebels put up one heck of a fight. All the talk, of course, about them not having their head coach the last few weeks. But, you know, those players and the assistant coaches really stepped up. And they gave the Hurricanes all they wanted. 31-27, had a 3-point lead, 27-24, with under 2 minutes to play. But their defense could not stop a good offensive performance by the Hurricanes down the stretch. The Hurricanes win 31-27 to advance to the national championship game that will be 1 week from this Monday, January the 19th. Monday, January the 19th. We are hoping that the Miami Hurricanes will be taking on our Indiana Hoosiers, but Oregon's going to have something to say about that tonight. Should be a great football game. Almost said basketball. Should be a great football game. Number 1, IU. Number 5, Oregon. You know, there were some high schools that even canceled and postponed their games tonight just to support the Indiana Hoosiers, and they're going to make it up later on the schedule. We couldn't get these 2 ADs to agree on that good philosophy. I wouldn't have minded. But nonetheless, I'm excited for tonight's matchup as the Newcastle Trojans trying to get back on the winning track. They did snap that 4-game losing streak that they had going into the holiday break by beating Northeastern to come out and start 2026 out in fine fashion. But the first road trip in the new year this past Saturday was at Miss Cinewell High School, and the Trojans just did not bring their shooting touch. They only put up 26 points in the ball game, and they lose 31-26. Now here at Richmond High School, they're actually honoring a former player, or a moment of silence. I'm sorry, it's a moment of silence, so I will pod down really quick. And there was the moment of silence. I didn't catch all of that. It was for a former Richmond player. But now we'll start the starting lineups. First of all, for our Newcastle Trojans, number 3, Ryan Sturgis, the 6'1 junior, averaging 7 points, 2 rebounds a game. Number 4 is Mason Miller, the 6'1 senior, averaging a team high 17.5 points a ball game. And number 22, Braylon Bennett, the 6-foot junior, is averaging 8 points and 3 rebounds a ball game. Number 24, Nick Godby, and number 40, Luke Mendoza, 2 players that normally will come off the bench for head coach Matt Luce, getting the starting nod here at Richmond High School. So Coach Luce shaking it up a bit here at Richmond. For the Red Devils, they will start a 6'3 senior, Eli Hubbard. Hubbard is averaging a team high 14 points and a team high 11 and a half rebounds. Very impressive there, that double-double stat. Number 32 is Ty Phillips. He's a 6-foot junior, averaging 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. Number 5 is Tristan Bennett. He's a 5'11 senior. Bennett is averaging 7 points and 2 rebounds a game. Tyrell Brown is number 20, and Brown is a 6-foot junior, and he is averaging 7.5 points, 3 rebounds a game. And round out their starting 5 is Dom McKinley. McKinley is a 6-foot senior, and he is averaging 4 points and 2 rebounds a ball game. So it will be McKinley, Brown, Bennett, Phillips, and Hubbard, your starting 5 for the Red Devils, and their first-year head coach, Josh Jurgens. Did not get the 3 men wearing the black and white stripes names in time for the tip-off. And I don't recognize 2 of the 3. The one I think I know. But anyway, we are now set for. Oh, there's a technical foul right out of the gate. I must have been a jersey number or something wrong. We'll find that out later. But before the ball's even tipped in the air, it might have been because of a lot of these technical dunks to be for dunking in warm-ups. So Newcastle will shoot 2 free throws by Mason Miller and hit them both to start the game off tonight. And it will be Trojans basketball, no jump ball, with that technical foul. So Newcastle opens up before the clock even started, 2-0. Now they have the first possession of the ball game, and Richmond's in a man-to-man defense. Newcastle trying to go to Sturgis in the right corner. The ball is knocked out of his hands. It will stay Trojans basketball. So Luke Mendoza and Nick Godby getting their first starts of the year tonight on the road. Out there with Bennett, Miller, and Sturgis. Here's Miller, open briefly, won't take. He'll get to the left elbow. Now he'll throw it cross court to Sturgis. Sturgis to the free throw line. Now gives it to Mendoza on the right wing. Back to Sturgis. Sturgis will go with the bad pass. It's stolen by the Red Devils. Hubbard's got it. He will try to attack. Pump fake, shot up, no good. Rebound, Newcastle. Trojans with the first turnover of the ball game and the first rebound. Bennett with the pumpkin. He'll go right side to Sturgis. Sturgis to Mendoza. Mendoza one dribble now to Miller on the left wing. Miller gives it to Godby. Godby hands it off to Bennett, high right side. Godby setting the pick for Bennett, nothing there, so he'll throw it over. Now Sturgis has got it on the left wing. 2-0 early in this opening quarter. Glad to have you on board with us. Lorenzo Pettiford, Ryan James bringing you Trojans basketball. Almost a steal by a Red Devil, but Newcastle will control it. 6:30 to play in the opening quarter. Miller on a take from the right side. Oh, what is he calling a travel for? Well, Matt Luz wasn't too upset about it. I'm more upset than him, I think. That was a foul and a basket that went in, but they called Miller for the walk. Huh. Take away that basket and a chance for an N1 free throw. Hubbard into the paint. He walks. Yeah, that was obvious. He took a major step and a half. And it's Trojans basketball. So Richmond with some half-court trapping defense here, 1-2-2 style. Newcastle doesn't have any trouble with it until that high pass. It's a turnover. I spoke too soon. And driving from the right side and missing one was Phillips. Newcastle with another rebound. And scoring was Mendoza. And quickly was Phillips. Things are starting to go at a fast pace here. 2 layups by each team, one by Mendoza, one by Phillips. Melton's going to be checking in on the next dead ball for Newcastle. Miller with the pumpkin. He will walk again. Braylon Bennett is checked out for Newcastle. Checking in is Maddox Melton. 4-2 is your score. Newcastle has the 2-point lead. Richmond has the basketball. They'll go right side to Phillips. Over to McKinley. Now top of the key, it's Bennett. Bennett for the Red Devils, I should say. We have a Bennett obviously as well, Braylon. So I'll try to keep you abreast of that. Right now, Richmond's got the ball. Bennett's got the ball on the right wing. Bennett again, right wing. Now top of the key, that is McKinley. Three's in the air, good. McKinley came in shooting 25% out there, 6 out of 24, knocks down one there and gives the Red Devils their first lead, 5-4. Newcastle inside, kicks it out to Miller. Here's a three, and that's good. Miller shooting 31% from the arc, 23 out of 75 coming in tonight. Knocks down his first look there. Bennett's going to launch for the Red Devils, and Bennett will hit. That's his first three of the year. He was 0 for 4 coming into tonight, so he finally gets on track from the arc. 8-7 is your score. Red Devils have the 1-point lead. Newcastle with the basketball. We played half of this first quarter. Newcastle has already doubled up their point production from the opening quarter in Gas City when they only scored 2 points. Ryan Sturgis from the right wing will knock one down. So 10 points for Newcastle, 8 for the Red Devils. Matt Luce has got to be happy with this start offensively after, again, only scoring 2 points in the opening quarter a little less than a week ago. 3:30 left in the opening quarter. Here is Hubbard's three. He might have stepped on the inline and got away with it. No good. Newcastle with the rebound. I thought I saw that foot in the black, but he might have got away with it. Melton, high right side. Now we'll go right baseline, get cut off. He'll bring it back out and go to Mendoza, top of the key. Miller drives left baseline. He will attack strong, and he's got an and one coming. Mason Miller, a beautiful drive from the left wing and attacking that left baseline. Gets in there quickly. uses a little English, draws the contact, makes the basket. He's got an and one free throw. Miller comes in shooting 81% on the season, 34 out of 42. Got one here. He's already made 2 free throws before the game even started because of a technical foul on Richmond. And this one will roll around and drop in. So Miller is 3 for 3 in the opening quarter from the charity stripe. By the way, he shot all 10 of Newcastle's free throws at Gas City. He was 8 out of 10. No one else shot a free throw. Phillips top of the key for Richmond, no good. Rebound will carry him and be bounced around. And the Red Devils will come away with it, and Bennett will go up in the middle of the paint and be fouled. Bennett of Richmond was fouled. That foul will be on Maddox or Ryan Sturgis. They're going to give that to him. So Bennett is shooting 85% on the season, 11 out of 13, and he will miss his first. 13-8 is the score. Newcastle with the 5-point lead. 2:44 to go in the first period. Bennett's second free throw is good, so he'll go 1 out of 2 in the first free throws attempted by the Red Devils here in the opening quarter. 13-9, Newcastle 4-point lead and the basketball. Melton, high right side. Goes to the top of the key, gives it to Mendoza, who almost lost it. Mendoza to Sturgis. Three's in the air, got it. Such a good shooter is Ryan Sturgis. 16 out of 46 coming into tonight. That's 35%. Trojans have opened up their largest lead of 7, 16-9. Here's a three by the Red Devils made by Stargell. Thomas Stargell shoots 35% out there, 6 out of 17 coming into tonight's game. And the lead is down to 4 after being up by 7. Stargell's three cuts it down to 4. Sturgis, high right side, gets a pick from Godby. Now Mendoza, top of the key. Mendoza will throw it to Miller, cutting left baseline. He gets cut off. Back to Mendoza, back to Miller. Miller keeps his dribble live. Top of the key, Godby. Right side, it is Maddox Melton. 1:40 to play in the opening quarter. 4-point lead Newcastle with the ball. Melton on a nice take, but they're going to call an illegal screen, I believe, on Godby. Yep, that will be Godby's first. That will also count as a turnover, which will be the Trojans' third. And the Red Devils, who's averaging 18 turnovers a ball game, might have missed one, but they got one so far here in the opening quarter. Newcastle has 3. But the all-important stat, Trojans up 4, 16-12, 1:30 left in this opening period. Stargell left side to Burdett, who has checked in. Bennett's three for Richmond is good. That's his second trifecta in the opening quarter. He came in 0 for 4. He's made 2 of them here in this opening quarter. Lead is down to 1 for Newcastle, 16-15. Had a 7-point lead about a minute ago. Here's Mendoza, left baseline, gets cut off, and he will travel. 4th turnover on Newcastle. Matt Luce pacing the sidelines, not happy about that. Braylon Bennett will check in for our Newcastle Trojans. Mendoza will check out. 60 seconds left in the quarter. 16-15. Trojans have the 1-point lead. Here come the Red Devils across the timeline with the pumpkin. To the right elbow. Now he'll back up for another 3. Look, that's an air ball. Heat check shot for Bennett of Richmond. And now Hubbard will launch a 3. That's off the mark. Trying to get an offensive rebound was McKinley. He will knock it out of bounds, and it will be Newcastle basketball. 44 ticks left in this opening quarter. Josh Juergens will have Hubbard come out for a breather. Let's see if Matt Luce will just play for the quick shot that comes open or ice it down. We're at 30 seconds right now. Down low, attempted pass in for Godby. So they were going to try to score if they had that pass completed to Godby on that right block, but it was knocked away from him, so it will stay Newcastle basketball. Out to Bennett, fakes the 3, drives, and will throw it out to Miller. He will take the 3, and that's off the mark. Melton gets the rebound. Here comes Newcastle now with 15 seconds left. They'll go for one. Miller signals one. Matt Luce signals one. And with 10 seconds left, Miller will pull up from the right side and miss it. Almost had his own rebound, but Richmond pulls it away. 4 seconds on the clock. Brown with it. And Melton will steal it. Here's a half court heave. Oh! That went off the glass and hit the rim, but did not go in. So at the end of one, the Newcastle Trojans put up 16 points on the road, and they hold Richmond to 15 at home. We'll take our end of the quarter break and come back with second quarter action. You are listening to Newcastle Trojans basketball on the Nash 1025 app, Nash FM 1025.com, and our video stream via YouTube. Just type in NC Trojans Report.
More than X's and O's, playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
And we are in second quarter action. Richmond will inbound. Newcastle will open up in a 2-3 zone, it looks like. No, they're going man. And here's McKinley, a deep three from the high left side. That's his second trifecta. They came in shooting 26% from the arc. Well, so far in this first half, they're easily in the 50s, if not higher, probably around 57, 58%. They've made 1, 2, 3, 4. Braylon Bennett gets untracked for Newcastle with a 3. And a missed 3 by McKinley. Rebound is Richmond. And McKinley on a take. He will miss the shot. Bennett with the rebound. He gets his feet tangled up with McKinley, who fell on the floor. And the ball gets knocked out of Braylon Bennett's hands. It will be Newcastle basketball. So, yeah, the Red Devils have made three balls in the opening quarter, one here already in the second quarter with just under 7 minutes to play. So they're 4 out of at least 7 or 8 and shooting well from the arc. Newcastle has made 4 threes as well. Here's Luke Mendoza on a take right down the right side. Will miss the shot. Red Devils have got the rebound. Nice take by Mendoza, just could not convert. 19-18, Newcastle with the 1-point lead in the basketball. Here is Stargell. That was down deep before he missed that one. It would have been another 3. Melton's going to light a 3 from the left wing area, not hit. Rebound Red Devils, they're 7th. Into the paint, shot up will be missed. Mendoza with the rebound, and he will be fouled. That foul, did they call a jump ball? Wow, they're going to call a jump ball on that. Alternating arrow will give it to Newcastle. Grabbing Mendoza's arms was Stargell. Easy foul call there, in my opinion. And they said just a jump ball. Ryan Sturgis has checked out for Newcastle. Braylon Bennett, Maddox Melton, Luke Mendoza, Nick Godby, and Mason Miller out there for our Trojans with 6 minutes exactly left in the first half. Newcastle has the 1-point lead, 19-18. Melton, top of the key to Godby. Right side, it is Bennett. And being guarded too tightly was Bennett, so Eli Hubbard will pick up his first. And that is the team's, or Hubbard will pick up his second. And that is the team's first here in the second quarter. I just noticed this, Ryan James. We're going to have to ask Jason Williams. I don't see Elijah Turner. Turner not on the bench, and we'll have to ask Coach Jason Williams what's going on with Elijah. Hopefully, if he's we wish him a quick heal up. That has been going around like crazy. Here is Treston Bennett for Richmond missing a wild shot. Newcastle gets the rebound. Oh, there's going to be a offensive foul on Luke Mendoza using that all farm to try to create space. That is Mendoza's first, but that will count as the first turnover in the second quarter, fifth in the ball game. We've got a timeout on the court. Newcastle leads 19 to 18. We'll be back with more Trojans basketball after this TEO.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Back we are after the timeout. Red Devils facing this Newcastle 2-3 zone. Phillips from the left wing will hit. Phillips hits his first trifecta. He has shot 80 of those and made 21 now. That is 25%. And he has his fifth point, and the lead for Richmond is by two now, 21 to 19. Godby will do a bounce pass intended for Miller. Bad pass, turnover number 6 for Newcastle. Here is 44 from the three. Burdette, who came in shooting 2 out of 9. He will join the three-party barrage, and Newcastle will call a timeout now, trailing 24 to 19. So the Red Devils made 4 threes in the opening quarter. They've made 3 trifectas here in the second quarter. Their only field goals in the second quarter that have been made have been all 3 balls. One by Phillips, one by McKinley, and now one by Jay Burdette off the bench. Burdette, number 44, is a 6'5 junior. 2 of 9 coming into tonight's ball game. And they have opened up their largest lead of 5, speaking of the home team Red Devils, 24 to 19. Now let's look a quick look and glance. Look at that, our Indiana Hoosiers. There we go, Ryan James, up early, 7-0. They must have scored on their initial first possession of the ball game, or it might have been a defensive we're not watching the game. Maybe they picked it off and win a pick 6. Who knows? But the good news is Indiana's leading 7-0. First quarter action, 14 minutes and 49 seconds to play. Let's go, Hoosiers. That's some good news there. So here, Newcastle trailing 24 to 19, thanks to the 7 3 balls that have been made so far in this first half, and we still have 4 minutes and 34 seconds to play. They only average 6 made threes a ball game, and they're at 7 already, so they're well above their average. Newcastle out of the timeout with the pumpkin. Miller is open for a 3, look right side. That's going to be short. Mendoza trying to get the offensive rebound. He gets tied up. Alternating arrow will give it to the Red Devils. Lucas Eden getting his first varsity minutes tonight. Lucas has been in and out of the starting lineup, and he is out there tonight for the first time. Down 5 is Newcastle as we hit the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. So we played half of the second quarter. Phillips on a take from the right side, kicks it out to Brown. Brown gets into the paint, shuffles those feet, and there's the call. The Red Devils are averaging 18 turnovers a ball game, folks. You know how many I've got them for so far in this game? 2 in the first quarter. That's their first in the second quarter. They've got 3. They're supposed to be getting, somewhere around 5 per quarter. They're doing much better than that tonight. We've got 6. Godby in the paint, turnaround, hook shot up, no good, and he can't get his own rebound. Oh, he came close. Rebound, Richmond. Phillips with the pumpkin. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left before we take the halftime break. Stargell out to McKinley. Pumping, faking, pumping, and now he will launch off the mark, no good, and Melton has our 9th rebound for Newcastle. On the next dead ball, Ryan Sturgis will be checking in for Newcastle. Melton on a beautiful crossover. He makes it, and he's got an and one coming. What a crossover by Maddox Money Melton. He put a crossover on that Richmond defender that Allen Iverson would say, hey, I kind of like that. Because Allen Iverson had the best crossover maybe in the history of the game. So Melton to the line where he shoots 70%, has his and one free throw coming to make it a 2-point ball game if he's successful, and he does. The 70% free throw shooter knocks it down. Newcastle has yet to miss a free throw in the first half. They're 4 for 4. Down 2 are the Trojans with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left before we take the halftime break. A long 3 by Richmond, no good, but they'll get their own offensive rebound. Back up is Tristan Bennett, no good, and Newcastle pulls down the rebound. Trojans can take the lead back with the made 3. They could tie it up with the made 2. 24-22. Melton driving the left baseline. Right corner pass to Miller, and he can't control it. And neither can Richmond. Each team with the turnover there. Newcastle has 7 turnovers. Richmond has 4. Luke Mendoza will check in for Newcastle, and Nick Godby will check out. 7-0 Hoosiers. 12 minutes and 45 seconds to play. Opening quarter in the Peach Bowl. Things are peachy so far for the Hoosiers. Keep that lead, and you'll be in the national championship game a week from this Monday, the 19th. Miller with the pumpkin to Eaton. Newcastle down 2, and we've got exactly 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Miller on a take from the left side. Oh, he will miss that. Rebound, the Red Devils. I just knew he was going to make that nice drive. Stargell in the paint going against Mendoza. Mendoza established pretty good defensive position. Stargell came in there with a spin move, lost control of it, yet Mendoza will get the foul. That's Mendoza's second, the team's second, and Miller will check out for the Trojans. Sturgis has checked in. Here's Brown, top of the key to Phillips. Out to Tristan Brown. Tristan Bennett, I should have said. Here is Phillips from the left side. They are 3-balling us like crazy in this first half. I'm just blown away. And head coach Josh Jurgens has got to love that his team is shooting probably close to 50% in the first half easily. 27-22. We're only down 5 despite their great shooting from the arc in this first half. Eaton, right side to Sturgis. Sturgis will go. Oh, has the ball knocked out of his hands. Turnover. Phillips will attack, and he will miss the layup. Rebound, Newcastle. So Trojans get their 8th turnover. A layup attempt by the Red Devils couldn't convert. So Newcastle stops them from scoring off that turnover. Under the 50-second mark we go in the first half. Mendoza on a take from the left side. Way to use that body, young fella. The 6-foot sophomore with a good move on the left baseline, screening the defender off with his body and scoring. Stargill's three will be off the mark, and Melton has another rebound for Newcastle. Under the 30-second mark we go, left in the first half. Trojans can tie it up with the 3 ball. A 2 would cut it to 1. Mendoza, right wing to Bennett. Bennett has one trifecta made in the first half. That was in this quarter. Braylon Bennett now with 8 seconds, asks for a pick, dribbles away, double team with 2 seconds. Sturgis and Eaton will shoot from the left corner, now to be off the mark. So at the half, the home team, Richmond Red Devils, will go into their locker room up 3, 27-24. We will take our halftime timeout break. We'll come back after the commissioner's report, and we will look at some halftime stats, check on the IU game, all that and much, much more during our halftime show. It's the Newcastle Trojans trailing at half here in Richmond, Indiana, by a score of 27-24. Lorenzo Pettiford and Ryan James bringing you Trojans basketball on the Nash 1025 app, Nash FM 1025.com, and of course our video stream is on YouTube. Just go to the NC Trojans Report. Back with our halftime show after the commissioner's report.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
One final time in 2025, welcome to the Commissioner's Corner, our weekly conversation with the commissioner of the IHSAA. That's Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Paul, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and soon to be a Happy New Year to you, my man. Hey, when you think about 2025, just in general, what comes to mind for you in the IHSAA for a full breakdown of the year?
Well, I think anytime we end a year, we look back and celebrate the highlights. I think anytime, from my perspective, we have student athletes that get to grow up in an education-based athletic system with coaches who truly care about their well-being, but also challenge them to be in growth mindset where they continue to get better. They learn lessons. They learn things that they can take through with the rest of their life. And it's not always fun. It's not always easy, but it's also valuable. And I would challenge anybody that's out there that's doing great things with their life as an education-based athlete. I think they would all contribute the lessons that they've learned when they were in high school to their success in their adult careers.
And I know you guys are constantly meeting together at the IHSAA, talking about how you can improve things, talking about how things can change for the positive, directly impacting kids' lives. But in terms of goal setting, Paul, from year to year for 2026, and I understand that the summer is kind of the time from academic year to academic year. But is there any specific goal setting that you guys embark on for a new year like 2026 coming up?
Well, we constantly talk about how to make the organization better. To make it better, we have to have appropriate rules and regulations to support an education-based athletic system. So we're constantly reviewing the bylaws of the association. We're constantly reviewing where we need to be in the future. We constantly look at what's going on across the country at the collegiate level and even at the high school level to see how we can continue to evolve and maintain our mission. We just released our annual report, and we do have an enduring mission of education-based athletics, but we also understand that has to continue to evolve to be relevant. And we've been in that same kind of growth mindset since 1903, and we're going to continue to be there this next year. And I'm sure it'll be met with some changes that match what our educational environments are within our local high schools.
Paul, anytime folks are at games, of course, a huge part of any IHSAA sporting event are the officials and the referees. And, you and I talk about it a lot, but, for anybody out there who attends a game and says, you know what, this is a way I think I could give back to my community. What do you say to them about hey, make the jump, take the chance, become an official here in 2026?
Well, I would challenge anybody that love the game, that really wants to get back, and a lot of people do it through coaching and they do it through spectator, but a great way to do it is officiating. And it's a tough job at times, but it's also rewarding because the companionship among other officials is something that is it's just incredible. They get along, they support each other, and we don't get to play the games. I didn't get to play without great officials who wanted to get back to the game, and that is still today. And I would challenge anybody that if they've ever been inclined to do so, now's a great time in 2026 to sign up and become an official. And it doesn't have to be at the varsity level. Maybe that would be the goal. But a lot of our officials are licensed through our system. They just get back at the youth level, and we're wonderful. We're supportive of that also. But get out there, become an official, and get back to the game we all learn to love.
And Paul, last thing, not just becoming an official, but just attending sporting events, supporting your local community. I hear you on the commercials all the time. Buy a ticket, support your local school. At the end of the day, that makes a huge difference.
It does. Local high schools in Indiana run their athletic departments based upon the people who buy tickets to go to their game. That's so important. And other states are different, but Indiana is unique, and we like it that way because the primary way that they buy uniforms and buy meals for the kids and support their fun to be able to support the kids is through buying a ticket. So I want to challenge everybody 2026. If you haven't been in a while, get out there, buy a ticket, go to your local high school and watch a game because you will enjoy that dollar that you spend as much as any professional or any collegiate athlete or any collegiate opportunity that you get to. And so get out there and watch those kids.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
More than X's and O's, playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of
And we welcome you back here to the Tiernan Center here in Richmond, Indiana. Lorenzo Pettiford sitting here in the press box. Ryan James also back from his sick bed. So we thank you so much to Dwayne James, who was subbing in for his son Ryan while he was out. So Dwayne, we're back to the how do we want to say this? The starting A group for the broadcast team. But you were 1A there, Dwayne, doing a good job for us. So some halftime stats here. First of all, for the team in the lead on their home court, the Richmond Red Devils, they were led in scoring by Ty Phillips, who averages 10 points a ball game. He had 8. Thomas Starjo hit a trifecta in the opening quarter. He's got 3. Tristan Bennett for the Red Devils had 2 3 balls and a free throw in the first quarter. He's got 7. Dom McKinley has two threes. He's got six. And Jay Burnett off the bench hit a trifecta. He's got 3 points. That's their 27. Newcastle went to the line one time in the first quarter. That was Tristan Bennett, who went 1 out of 2. So that was their only free throws in the first half. They had 4 turnovers and 10 rebounds. By the way, their leading scorer, Eli Hubbard, who averages 14 points and almost 12 rebounds a ball game, did not score in the first half. So that's kind of scary. They're only up 3, and their number one offensive player hasn't got on track yet. For our Newcastle Trojans, Mason Miller will lead the team in scoring, all 8 of his points coming in the opening quarter. He was 3 out of 3 from the charity stripe. Braylon Bennett knocked down a trifecta in the second quarter. He has 3 points. Maddox Melton made a field goal and an and one free throw. He's got 3 points. Ryan Sturgis hit three balls in the opening quarter. He's got 6. And Luke Mendoza, a field goal in each quarter. He's got 4. Newcastle, again, went to the line one time in the first quarter, or make that 2 times in the first quarter. Mason Miller made the 2 technical fouls and an and one free throw. And in the second quarter, Maddox Melton made his and one free throw. So they're 4 for 4 as a team from the free throw line. Newcastle had 8 turnovers and 12 rebounds. So those are our halftime stats. Again, Lorenzo Pettiford, Ryan James back to his duties. And we're going to get you set for second half Trojans basketball on the Nash 1025 app, Nash FM 1025.com, and our video stream on YouTube. Just type in NC for Newcastle, Trojans Report. So we got a tie ball game in the Peach Bowl as Oregon has found its way to the end zone, tied at 7 minutes and 11 seconds to play in that first quarter. As far as the association tonight, we will glance and see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games on tap for tonight. At halftime, the Pelicans lead the Wizards 60-50. Also at the half, Celtics 68, Raptors 60. Also at the half, Magic 54, the 76ers 53. 11 minutes to play in the second quarter, 38-25. Clippers over the Nets. Tipping off here in any moment, the Thunders are at the Grizzlies, Hawks at the Nuggets, Knicks are at the Suns, Rockets are at the Trailblazers, and the Kings are taking on Steph Curry and the Warriors. Also, late tonight, the Bucks are in L.A. We are ready. Second half action. The Red Devils will start off with the pumpkin. And they get inside. A missed shot. Rebound will come down to Ryan Sturgis. Miller with the first offensive possession for Newcastle. Gives it to Godby, top of the key. Now Melton will come over. So Newcastle with Melton, Godby, Mendoza, Miller, and Sturgis out there to start the second half. 27-24. Miller pull up long two. Will not get the kind row. Mendoza with a nice offensive rebound, though. Gives Newcastle a second chance opportunity on their first touch here in the second half. Under the 7-minute mark, we go now. Mendoza take down the left side using that body of his to screen off the defender. He can't score, but he will draw the foul on Tristan Bennett of the Red Devils. That is Tristan's first foul, the team's first here in the third quarter. And Luke Mendoza, 2 out of 4 on the season, right at 50%. We'll have 2 here. Try to cut the lead down to 1 if he can make them both. First one is up and short. Luke will have one more. He is a good athlete. I tell you, such a good football player for the Trojans football team. The second free throw is off the mark, so he'll go 0 for 2. Coach York loves this kid, Luke Mendoza. Does so many good things for him on the gridiron. Down low to Hibbert, who has not scored until now with a strong pivot move off that left block. He is athletic as can be, quick off his feet. And like I said, he did not score in the first half, so look for them to try to get him established going in the second half. 5-point lead for the Red Devils. Newcastle led by as many as 7 in that first half. The Red Devils' biggest lead, I think, was 5 as well in the first half. So they've tied their largest lead. Melton with the pumpkin. Approaching the 6-minute mark left here in the third quarter. Melton gives it to Mendoza. Now Sturgis high left side. Now it's Melton again on the left wing area. Trojan showing some patience on this offensive set. Miller gets a pick from Mendoza. Now he'll go to Godby, top of the key. Godby one dribble and will get it to Miller. Miller driving from the right side. He will go up strong, can't make it, but he was fouled. That is Treston Bennett picking up his second foul. Both have come in this third quarter. And with 5 minutes and 35 seconds to play, the 81% free throw shooter, Mason Miller, at the line. Eminem will hit his first here in the third. He was 3 for 3 in the opening quarter. 2 of those free throws were before the game was even played because of a technical foul. I'm going to say it was because of a dunk during warm-ups, but I'm not 100% sure. Here is Miller making both in that set, so he is 5 for 5 tonight. In Gas City, Miller was the only one to shoot free throws in their last outing. He was 8 out of 10. Tonight, he has made 5 out of 5, and Melton's made 1 out of 1. So not a lot of other players getting to the charity stripe in the last couple of games so far. 29-26, 3-point lead for the Red Devils. They have the pumpkin. Stargell forcing up a tough shot, no good, and Bennett's got the rebound. And Miller on a take from the left side, and he will score. So good at finding the slightest of seams, or in that case on the wing, just attacking and getting in there and scoring is Mason Miller. 1-point lead for the Red Devils. Stargell again in the paint. Pump fake shot up is no good, and Godby's got the rebound. Here comes Mason across the timeline. Bennett will pump fake. I didn't think he drug the pivot foot on that pump fake, but Mr. Official right there in front of the play, better view of it than I did, will count that as a turnover. First in the quarter, 9th of the ball game for Newcastle. The team averaging 18 turnovers a ball game. The Red Devils so far with just 4. Here inside they go to McKinley, and he will be fouled. That foul will be on Melton. It's only his first foul and the team's first. Richmond inbounds. Phillips will he take an extra step? Or was there an illegal screen? They're going to call an illegal screen, yes, on Stargell. Using that elbow to screen. That will also count as a turnover. First in the quarter, 5th of the ball game. 29-28. Trojans down 1. Having trouble getting it in, and they turn it over. 10th turnover on Newcastle. Phillips is 3. Off the mark, no good. Mason Miller with a nice rebound. That turnover did not hurt him. Here is Mendoza in the right corner, out to Braylon Bennett. Now Maddox Melton, top of the key, approaching the 4-minute mark of the third. Melton, backdoor cut by Mason Miller, gets the ball knocked out of his hands, and they said it went off of Miller. Woo, he had the view on that. Third turnover in the quarter by Newcastle, 11th of the ball game, and you're still only down one. Whereas a team that averages 18 turnovers a game has five, and they've been shooting decent from the arc, and they only have a 1-point lead. Speaking of Richmond. Inside to go to McKinley. Down low to Hibbert. Good hands play by Miller, causing a turnover. Because Hibbert in that area knows what to do with it, and Miller came over and knocked it away. That's their second turnover in the quarter, sixth of the ball game by Richmond. 3 minutes and 24 seconds left here in the third quarter, and Matt Lou says, I want to talk things over, so we'll do the same and take a little break here. 29-28, Red Devils with the lead. Back with more of high school basketball after this timeout.
Supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kenneltocouch.org.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside vomit. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Back we are. Richmond, Indiana has been the setting for tonight's high school basketball game. Newcastle trailing 29-28. They'll come out of their timeout with the basketball. Miller, guarded by Stargell, right side to Bennett. Now it's Godby, top of the key area. Will hand off to Mason Miller. Miller's going to launch a deep one off the mark. Mendoza with a rebound and a putback. Big time rebound for Luke Mendoza. Gets his first points in the quarter, sixth of the ball game, and Newcastle recaptures the lead at the 3-minute mark of the third. Here is the Red Devils. Left side now down low on the block to Hibbert, and he's going to be pushed from behind, I believe. There are three Trojans around Hibbert, and they're going to give it to Mendoza, which will be his third. The team's second here in the third quarter. The Red Devils have 3 team fouls with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the third period. Trojans clinging to the 1-point lead. McKinley, top of the key to Tristan Bennett. Bennett now left wing to Burdett, who hit a 3 in the first half. They miss it, but get their own rebound. And shot up, no good. Rebound will come down to Godby, doing a great job of blocking out Hibbert. Hibbert trying to get that offensive rebound. Will commit his third foul. Good blocks out by Luke Mendoza. Here's Trojans with the pumpkin. Up 1. Bennett, left wing, drives the left baseline, goes in and will score. Braylon Bennett on a good take from the left baseline area. Gets his 5th point. 32-29. 4-point lead for, I'll get it right here eventually, 3-point lead for our Newcastle Trojans, and the Red Devils have a turnover. That is number 8 on the Red Devils. Hibbert will check out with those 3 fouls and only 2 points so far, averaging 14 and 12 rebounds. 140 left in this third quarter. Trojans trying to build on a 3-point lead. 32-29. Miller, guarded by Stargell. Miller has the ball knocked off his leg. Fourth turnover on Newcastle. 12th of the ball game, and that was a good defensive play by Thomas Stargell. All kinds of harassing and then knocking the ball off of Miller's leg. And a turnover on Richmond leads to Maddox Melton's layup. That is their 9th turnover. Newcastle now up 5. Their largest lead was 7 in the first half. This is their largest lead in the second half of 5. Tristan Bennett on a take right. 10-footer from the right baseline. That's a tough, good shot by Tristan Bennett. And Bennett will, or Newcastle will call a timeout. We'll keep this one here and update you on our Indiana Hoosiers in the Peach Bowl going against number 5, Oregon. It is 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. Indiana leading 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. So we'll be back in action, of course, tomorrow night as the Indiana Hoosiers, or I'm sorry, as the Newcastle Trojans will host Connorsville. The Spartans will make the trip to Newcastle tomorrow. Love the varsity doubleheader weekends, and we'll be having quite a few of those over the next several weeks. So it's 34-31. Newcastle with the 3-point lead. 56 seconds to go in this third quarter. Newcastle's out rebounded this Red Devil team by a count of 18-13 on my card. They came in averaging 32 rebounds a ball game. I've probably missed one or two for Richmond. Newcastle's doing a great job tonight blocking out the Red Devils. So Bennett with the basketball. Now Godby gives it to Melton. Eaton's got it and goes back to Melton. Newcastle looks like they're going to run some clock and maybe ice this thing to go down to one. One shot. Under the 30-second mark we go. Bennett on the left elbow out to Eaton. Newcastle up 3. Eaton on a take and gets bumped. Eaton gets bumped. And there was a foul on McKinley. That is McKinley's second, the team's 5th, and going to the line to shoot 2 now will be Lucas Eaton as the Red Devils have went over the bonus. So Eaton, 5 out of 11, 45%. His first free throw is good. Need him tonight. And he will have one more in this set. That is Lucas Eaton's first point. Gives Newcastle a 4-point lead, and this one can give him a 5, and he does. 2 for 2 for Lucas Eaton. Nice job there. Eaton will check out after making both of those free throws. Checking him back in will be Luke Mendoza with the 3 fouls. Got to be careful. You don't want to see Mendoza get the 4th foul with 22 seconds left in this quarter. Trojans will be in a 2-3 zone to kind of protect Mendoza. And here comes Richmond with those 22 ticks left on the clock. Left wing at Stargell. Now in the paint, that's McKinley. Back out to Bennett. Under the 10-second mark we go. Stargell will fake the 3, get into the paint area. Throw a high pass intended for a Richmond player. Turnover. Melton with 2 seconds will launch a 3-ball. That will just miss. So at the end of 3, the Newcastle Trojans recapture the lead 36-31. We will take our end of the quarter break and come back with the all-important 4th and final period. right after this. All right, back we are. Lorenzo Pettiford, Ryan James here in the Tiernan Center in Richmond, Indiana. Newcastle Trojans recapture the lead here as we get ready for the fourth and final quarter. Newcastle 36, the Red Devils 31. So Richmond only scored 4 points in that quarter. While Newcastle was able to score 12. And we are ready to start the fourth and final quarter. It will be Newcastle basketball with the 4-point lead, 36-31 Mendoza. Oh, a nice spin move from the free throw line. Luke Mendoza. Beautiful move there, buddy. He gets his 8th point of the ball game. Red Devils basketball. Starger with the three from the right side. No good, and Godby goes up high and strong to pull down that rebound. Only 4 points for the Red Devils in the third quarter. What a defensive performance in that third quarter for Newcastle. Trojans with their second touch here in the fourth quarter, up 7, which has tied their largest lead now, 38-31. Under the 7-minute mark we go, left in the fourth period. Bennett backs it all the way out high left side area to the timeline. Now he'll get a pick at the top of the key, go to the high right side. Now he'll come back to the left. Oh, the left side of the lane was open, but he did not see it and won't take advantage of it. Bennett on a take from the right baseline, a bounce pass to Godby, being knocked out of bounds and stay. Newcastle basketball. 6:34 left in the ball game. 7-point lead for Newcastle. Both teams with 3 victories on the year. Whoever wins tonight will get their 4th victory. If the Red Devils lose, it'll be their 10th loss. If Newcastle loses, it'll be their 7th. Mendoza to Godby. Godby going down the right side, lost it, turnover Newcastle. Here's Christian Bennett on a take from the left side, no good, but he is fouled, and he'll be visiting the charity stripe. This foul, I believe, is on Maddox Melton. That is Melton's second, the team's first in the fourth quarter, and Tristan Bennett, who shoots 85% on the year. He's 1 out of 2 in the first quarter, and he will miss his first attempt here. He's the only one to visit the charity stripe for the Red Devils. This is his second time there. So only 4 free throws will be attempted by Richmond so far, and he will miss them both. How is this kid shooting 85%? 1 out of 3 tonight. It happens, though. He came in 11 out of 13 until tonight's performance. Down low to Godby, right through his hands, hits his face, turnover Newcastle. That pass did have a lot of mustard on it. Here's a high slam jam alley-oop pass to Eli Hubbard. It's only his second field goal. And Matt Luce wants to call a timeout with the score being 38-33. Newcastle has the 5-point lead. That was an exciting play by the Red Devils. Kind of got their crowd involved, so Coach Luce will call a timeout to settle down his team. Just under 6 minutes to play, 5:57 left in the ball game. Hey, folks, how about the good sponsors we have to bring you Newcastle Trojans basketball, like Duty Calls Plumbing? They're family owned and operated. If you need high quality and expert plumbing solutions, then simply call Duty Calls Plumbing, 765 310 1333. They can help you with your pipe repair, plumbing leaks, shower installation, faucet installation, you name it. Call the people at Duty Calls Plumbing. Ultra Dry, 209 West Main Street in Mount Summit, Indiana. They will give you free consultations when you have water damage, fire damage, smoke or soot removal, wet drywall, and plaster removal. Get your free consultation from Ultra Dry, 209 West Main Street in Mount Summit, Indiana. Their number, 765-836-5005. So here comes the Trojans out of their timeout with the 5-point lead and the rock. Sturgis, left side three, it's good. That's the way to get everything settled right back down for the Trojans. Come out and get a well-timed three-ball shot from Ryan Sturgis. That is his third three-ball of tonight. And it is an 8-point lead for Newcastle, which is their largest. Phillips will hit a three for the Red Devils. That's his third trifecta of the night. And it's back to a 5-point game. Each team exchanging three-ball shots in the last few seconds. Under the 5-minute mark we go, left in the contest. Richmond with some half-court trapping defense. Miller, a deep one, and he'll hit. Mason Miller knocked down his second trifecta of the ball game, and that was Steph Curry range out there, baby. Back to the 8-point lead. And there's a turnover on the Red Devils. Their first in the quarter, 10th of the ball game. They might just get to 18. Oh, Newcastle will almost turn it over. Miller on a take, and he loses it. And Miller back on the court, diving for that loose ball. Alternating arrow will give it to the Red Devils, and that will count as a turnover for us. Number 3 in the quarter, 15 in the ball game for Newcastle. 36-44. 8-point lead for our Trojans, their largest, with 4:28 to go in the ball game. 14-7 is your score in the Peach Bowl. Second quarter, 10 minutes and 33 seconds to play. Hoosiers, let's hang on to that lead and go to the national championship game a week from Monday. Starger will fake the three in the right corner. They're down 8. Tristan Bennett, left side Phillips. Phillips will go top of the key to Bennett. Bennett tries to drive, run right over Mason Miller. No call, but Bennett will score. 6-point lead for Newcastle, 38-44. Under the 4-minute mark we go. So we played half of this fourth quarter. Mendoza will not set a pick for Mason Miller. Miller dribbles all the way to the right side, gets into the paint. Sturgis fakes the three, gives it to Melton in the left corner. Melton almost walks. Now he'll go to Mendoza. Mendoza on a take from the left side and will score. Luke Mendoza really coming into his own tonight. He's got his career high 10 points now, 4 in the quarter. 38-46, back to an 8-point lead for Newcastle. Stargell will hit. Stargell knocks down another three. That is his second one of the ball game. And the lead is at 5 now, 46-41. Trojans with that 5-point lead in the pumpkin as we go under the 3-minute mark left in the ball game. Melton, high right side, brings it to the top of the key area. Now he'll go to Godby. To Mason Miller, guarded heavily by Stargell. Miller will wave off Godby. Get left alone, and he'll pull up from the right elbow. They kind of sagged off Mason after he picked up his dribble, and he said, "Are you kidding me? I'm too good of a shooter to be standing here by myself." And he knocked it down. 7-point lead for Newcastle. McKinley with the left hand, no good. Miller trying to get that rebound, can't. And here's Richmond with it. A three by Stargell off the mark, and Hibbert will. I don't know if that Hibbert or someone else going to get called for a foul on the Red Devils. It will be Hubbard. I said Hibbert, but it is Hubbard. That is Hubbard's fourth. And one more, he will be disqualified. They'll leave him in there with 2:19 to play in the ball game. 7-point lead Newcastle. Miller across the timeline will go in from the left side, and they're going to call the charge. Wow, that would have went on Hubbard, which I thought he slid over at the last second. That would have been number 5. Instead, it's Mason Miller's first and the team's second here in the fourth quarter. So Newcastle has 2 team fouls. Richmond only 1. Good stat to keep track with 2:15 to play in the ball game. Trojans up 7. Bennett to Hubbard. Back to Bennett. 48-41. Trojans 7-point lead. Richmond's got the pumpkin. Tristan Bennett under the 2-minute mark we go. McKinley will launch and go down and out. Mendoza with a rebound. That three was down and spun out. 1:45 left in the ball game. Trojans in a great spot, working the clock with the 7-point lead. It's a 3-possession ball game right now. Sturgis to Mendoza, top of the key. Miller now. 1:30 left in the ball game. Stargell guarding him. They got to start fouling. You got to start fouling with 1:23. I'm surprised Richmond hasn't started to foul yet. So that was knocked out of Miller's hands. It's going to stay Trojans basketball. 1:23 left in the ball game. Newcastle's up 7. They get it to Sturgis. Now Melton with it. 1:15 left in the ball game. I just cannot believe Richmond is letting this time. I'm loving it. And here's a loose ball. It's going to go to Mendoza, and he will score. I'm loving what the Red Devils are doing defensively. Now Newcastle's lead is at 9. That 3 ball by Richmond's no good. Hubbard with an offensive rebound, and he will be fouled on the floor. That foul will not hurt Newcastle. That's only going to be their team's 3rd. That is Mendoza's 4th, though. One more, and he'll be disqualified. 50-49, the 9-point lead is Newcastle's largest with 53.8 seconds to go. Phillips in the right corner, 3's in the air, no good. Mendoza with the good block out. Miller will come across the timeline with the 9-point lead. They will foul Miller as soon as he gets across the timeline, does Stargell. That's only their 2nd team foul. That is Stargell's 2nd, so they still got to foul Newcastle 3 more times to force free throws. 3-possession ball game. 9-point lead Trojans. Sturgis inbounds to Miller in the right corner. Miller attacks the right baseline and will be bumped by Stargell. That's only the 3rd team foul with 38.9 seconds left in the ball game. All about execution here down the stretch for Newcastle, and they're going to win their 4th ball game. There's a timeout on the court. We'll keep this timeout here and thank one of our great sponsors like McDonald's, because McDonald's wants to thank you, the Newcastle community, for your unwavering support during the road construction on Memorial Drive. We deeply appreciate your patience and loyalty. McDonald's should not be happier to be a part of this wonderful community. We are thrilled to cheer on the Newcastle Trojan student athletes, standing by your side as you aim for victory. Here's to a bright future together in Newcastle. Let's go Trojans. And a Peach Bowl score. The Indiana Hoosiers 20 and Oregon 7. Is that at the half? Or no, there's still a whole. with 20 to 7 is your score, and there is about 8 minutes left in the first half. So here comes Newcastle out of their timeout with a 9-point lead. They'll inbounds underneath their basket. 38.9 seconds left in this ball game. What 2 quarters they have put together in the second half, speaking of Newcastle. Sturgis having trouble getting it in, and he does the smart thing and will call a timeout. So in the first quarter, Newcastle actually led by 16 to 15, but in the second quarter, they got outscored by the Richmond Red Devils 12 to 8. So the Trojans went in the halftime locker room down 27 to 24. But in the third quarter, Newcastle put up 12 points in the third quarter and held the Red Devils to just 2 field goals. So Newcastle leads at the end of 3 quarters, 36 to 31. And here in the fourth quarter, Newcastle has scored 2, 4, 6, 8, 14 points, while the Red Devils have scored 6, 10 points. Ryan Sturgis inbounds to Melton in the left corner, and he'll be pushed in the back by number 20, Tyrell Brown. That will be Brown's first, the team's fourth. So the next foul will send Newcastle to the line to shoot 2. And here is where you want to get the ball into M&M's hands, Mason Miller, who shoots a team high 81%. Bennett also is a good free throw shooter. Braylon Bennett comes in shooting 75% on the season, 6 out of 8. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 here. This will, if he can just get at least one of these, and he does on the first drive, that makes it a 4-possession ball game. 10-point lead with only 34 seconds to go. 11-point lead. Bennett goes 2 for 2. 4-possession ball game for Newcastle with 34.3 seconds left. They are in the driver's seat. And after this possession, if they score a quick 3 here, I'm going to hold off. But I'm about ready to call this game for the Newcastle Trojans. Across the timeline, they go with 30 seconds, down 12, or 11 rather. Here's a 3, and they miss it. And Newcastle gets the rebound, and there's your ball game, folks. There is your ball game. The Trojans will win. They foul Miller in the backcourt just to add some more personal stats for Mason Miller. Trojans will get, hopefully, points 53 and 54 here. Newcastle averages 48 a ball game, just under 49. So they'll do more than that tonight. They've been giving up 51 points a ball game. They'll do really good on that stat. Miller will make his first in this set. Individually, Mason Miller is 6 out of 6, trying to be 7 out of 7 tonight. And he is 7 for 7 from the charity stripe is Mason Miller. He will, I thought he was going to check out. He's staying there. Mendoza checks out. With 17.7 seconds left, 54-41, the Trojans will win their 4th game of the year. And the Red Devils will drop their 10th game of the year. McKinley from the right side, no good. Godby's got another rebound, and that's how this game will end. 54-41. The Newcastle Trojans come to Richmond, Indiana, and put together a great second half of basketball, and they win going away by 13 points, 54-41. Well, Ryan Sturgis, that's the way to come back from illness, my friend, is to help us get a good road victory and put on a great second half. 54-41. We're going to take our end of the game break. We'll come back with some Final game stats. We'll look at that IU score, and we hope to have Jason Williams, the varsity assistant coach, to join us in our post-game show. You are listening to Trojans basketball on the Nash 1025 app, Nash FM 1025.com, and our video stream on YouTube on the NC Trojans Report. Back with our post-game show right after this. Hold on.
And how they affect the rest of my team.
More than X's and O's, playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learn how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
A tree can be a warrior, battling global challenges with greater courage. A tree can be a solution, cleaning our air, supporting our communities, and protecting our wildlife. A tree can be noble, growing hope in every corner of the world. That's why now is the time for trees, millions of trees. Join our planting movement at arborday.org.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly.
Get on board.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. afraid or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life,
Thank you.
what matters to me is that you keep doing it. I love you always, Mom. Inspire kids to do at 4h.org.
And back we are at the Tiernan Center here in Richmond, Indiana. And joining us in our post-game show will be the varsity assistant, Jason Williams. And Coach Williams, first of all, what a solid road performance coming off a 21-foot offensive battle that we had on our last outing at Miss Cinewall.
We're not going to talk about Miss Cinewall at all. We're going to focus completely on tonight.
Yeah.
That is a hell of a win right there.
Yes, it was. And let me just start off with saying you score 16 points in the opening quarter.
Yeah.
In the last outing, I won't say the team or the location. You only scored 2 in the last outing.
Yeah.
So right away, I knew that we did some good things offensively to get us going. And another thing I want to ask you out of the gate was that technical foul for a dunk in warm-ups or
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I had a feeling it might have been there because they were doing a lot of dunking.
And the crazy thing is they did one at about the 18-minute mark of warm-ups. Well, the officials weren't out here yet, and then I don't know what was said or whatever, but they kept doing it. I mean, they had multiple dunks in warm-ups, and that's
Yeah.
you can't do that. So, and then the officials were out there on that last one, and they were all over it.
So that's good. So right away, Mason Miller goes and knocks down 2 free throws before the ball's even. Well, it never was thrown in the air because on a technical foul, you get it out of bounds. So you're up 2-0 without any time coming off the clock.
Yeah, great way to start.
All right, yeah. So you're up 16-15 at the end of one, still a tight ball game. And then to the Richmond Red Devils' credit, they outscore you in the second quarter 12-8. So you're going to the halftime locker room. You're only down 3, but I get the feeling you're still somewhat happy where you're at, 27-24.
Yeah, I mean, we were happy where we weren't happy, and credit Richmond because they had some guys step up and hit some shots tonight that haven't hit shots all year.
Right.
And so, they hit eight 3-pointers the first half of the game.
Yeah.
And so we just adjusted a little bit. We didn't we didn't come out and change what we did in the first half. We just kind of fine-tuned it a little bit. And credit our guys. They came out second half and got after it and got a big win.
Yeah, the Tristan Bennett comes to mind. He was 0 for 4 from the arc coming into tonight's contest. He steps in the first quarter, and he's just making it rain from out there. He knocks down 2 of them. I'm like, why isn't this guy shooting more threes? Is my first thought.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he did, and glad the first half ended when it did.
Yeah. So you start that third quarter, and you come out of the halftime locker room in fine fashion. You outscore them 12-4. 12-4. They only put up 2 field goals in that third quarter, and that's when you could see that your players were really buying into the game plan and executing it and getting that feeling that they could win this road game.
Yeah. And just the different feel, and it started in pregame warm-ups, and it started, Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday wasn't a very good practice, but we've come back the last couple days, and we're solid in practice. And for me, and that's one of the things I talked to Coach Luce about before the game, is we have to have that carryover. Excuse me. And when we have that carryover, it just feeds into every part of our game, whether it be shooting, defense, remembering what we're supposed to be doing, remember who their shooters are, and so it helped.
The one player I want to bring up, actually a couple of players, getting their first starts were Nick Godby and Luke Mendoza, and I thought they both did a good job. Godby didn't score, but he was doing some good things out there for you defensively. Mendoza was doing good things for you defensively, but he put up 10 points tonight, career high.
He was huge. And
yes.
I'll tell you, if anybody has been playing well over the last 3 or 4 games, it's been Nick Godby on the JV, and his play dictated him getting the position where he did tonight at the start. And he was good. It may not show in the scoring column, and that's okay. You know, I'll take him not scoring a point the rest of the year if we win the rest of it.
That's right. The other stat I want to bring up when I came into tonight's ball game, I'm looking at Richmond Red Devils, 32 rebounds per game. I don't know if you knew that. 32 that's rebounding some basketballs, and you're probably getting a lot of offensive rebounds. And I could see that with their athleticism. But tonight, I only had them for 16 or 17 boards. You guys out rebounded them 25 to 16 or 7 on their home court. I thought there were several just textbook blockouts where the Hibbert kids going over the back or another kids going over the back because you guys were just getting in the right position and doing the right things.
Yep, that was our point of emphasis all week in practice. Is you have to get bodies on these guys and block them out. Because if you don't, they're great athletes.
Yeah,
you know, number three is a good player.
Yeah,
and he's averaging 20 points I think and 11 rebounds a
yeah,
game.
yeah.
You know, 5 of those 11 rebounds in a game that he's averaging are on the offensive end. So he can get after it. So yeah, I'm
You guys hold him, Eli Hubbard, to only 4 points tonight.
yeah, he got in foul trouble early, and that helped.
Yeah,
and he got another one in the second half. I think towards the end of the third. And anytime you can get the other team's best player or one of their two best players in foul trouble, that helps greatly.
I thought Coach Luce, as always, was just right on it with his timeouts when they were needed, especially in that third quarter when you guys were up about 7 or 8, and they did the alley oop high pass for a slam dunk to really get their crowd into it and try to steal some of the momentum you guys have built up. So it's 38 to 33 after that dunk. You guys are up 5, and Coach Luce calls that timeout, and you guys come out and get a good offensive set and a look for Ryan Sturgis on the left wing, and he makes that 3, and that just stabilized everything after that spectacular play there.
That was probably the biggest point of the game, or
I agree.
3 of the game right there for us. Just because, I mean, by that time their crowd was getting into it,
Yeah.
their team was into it. 3 was kind of starting to feel a little bit, and yeah, anytime you can shut that down is good.
Did that shot just come in the normal flow? Is that something that Matt wanted to have Sturgis take from that left wing area?
No, I mean, we drew some stuff up, but it just happened to be Ryan on the wing and wide open, and
he nailed it.
He nailed it.
Another good stat for the Newcastle Trojans: you went to the free throw line 13 times tonight, and you knocked down 11 of them. I mean, that's just and Mason Miller was 7 out of 7 on my card. So
we'll take it.
Yeah, on the road you went those free throws. In the money quarter you were 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. So just a great solid team win. We did notice that Elijah Turner was not here. Is he battling some illness or?
No. Elijah is no longer with us, and so we're
okay.
Moving on with the guys we
have. Okay.
We have to go with who we have.
That's right. And I tell you what you had tonight, they were all locked in and ready to go, and you get your 4th win of the season, 54 to 41. You'll try to back it up tomorrow night against Connersville. Always a tough team to play the second game of the doubleheader.
We got it at home, and hopefully our home fans come out and support these guys. So hopefully we'll get another one.
All right. Well, thanks for coming out, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
For a final time here in Richmond, Indiana, the Newcastle Trojans will win 54 to 41. And we appreciate my good cameraman, Ryan James, helping us out tonight, back to his normal duties. We'll be back in action tomorrow night at the Fieldhouse as Newcastle will take on the Connersville Spartans. Until then, folks, have and enjoy the rest of that IU game that I'm going to try to get back to. IU's leading the last count, 21 to 7. Let's go Hoosiers! Let's go! Until tomorrow night, folks, have a good evening.